How's the three body problem going, Ashley? You got any further in there?
The show or the
It sounds like a collector problem. It's not necessarily a bad problem. Right? I have a bunch of audiobooks because I went crazy with the audiobooks for a while there. I haven't listened to them yet, so I was like, yeah, there's something there, but I lose track. All right, let's start this bad boy. Welcome back and welcome in to the 8-Bit Show, episode 191. That's a lot of episodes.
It was
I'm too little.
more than
505.
190.
Yeah, it is. It's one more than it. With me, as always, is Zambot.
That's me. I was gonna be Frankie 1029 today. But
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
Zambot.
Well, that's fair. We got to
Is that
stand
how you
in for
pronounce
Frankie.
Frankie's last name? I've been pronouncing it 1029 this whole time.
That's
I don't know.
10-0.
10-0.
10-0.
10-0-29. Yeah.
I'm embarrassed.
And the embarrassed one is Coffee and Corn Dogs.
Hello.
Hi, guys. How's everyone doing this week?
It's only Tuesday.
That's
And I
true.
wish it was Friday.
So far, so good.
Only wishing on Tuesday that it was Friday. Not bad. Usually that happens on Sunday evening.
Yeah. It was like Sunday night. And I'm just like, just skip over all of it.
Yeah. We're back at the 8-Bit Show to talk about, video games, nerdy stuff, pop culture stuff. Frankie 10029 will not be joining us today because he thinks he has better things to do.
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah. The nerve.
Right?
Well, let's hop into it. Who wants to go first with their weeks?
I heard Coffee and Corn Dogs does.
I mean, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I'll talk about the shit I've been up to. I've been up to just like awesome stuff all the time. Just interesting and innovative and fun, and people want to hear about it.
Yeah. Do share.
Well, we're waiting.
So I checked out nothing really new this way. I guess the newest thing I'm checking out is start watching the Fall of the House of Usher, which is I put it out on Netflix back in October.
Oh, I was going to say too long of a title. You're right.
Also that. Really good show though. I haven't finished it yet, but about halfway through the show. It's very good modernization of a bunch of, and also I guess a combination of a bunch of Edgar Allan Poe stories. Pretty fun stuff, and
then,
a lot of pretty brutal deaths as well. That one's less fun. Those aren't as funny.
well, it could be.
But are you not entertained?
Oh, no, I'm thoroughly entertained.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't think like people dying is funny.
No, it's not funny.
Oh, I mean, sometimes it is. Actually, we watched it. I guess that's the other movie we watched was a funny movie with people dying in it. The other new thing I saw just today, was Boy Kills World.
Yep. That's it.
Bill Skarsgård being voiced by H. John Benjamin, which was I thought a bizarre choice when I saw the trailer, but I think it worked. I don't like.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. He's like deaf and mute, so he can't. So
Yeah,
it's
H. John Benjamin's just his like internal narration.
Interesting.
was a good way to incorporate H. John Benjamin into the movie.
It's a pretty fun
I don't
movie.
think I know who that is.
Oh, he's the voice of Archer from the show Archer.
Okay.
He's
And
Coach McGurk. Yeah, he's Bob Belcher from Bob's Burgers. The titular
From
Bob.
all the title characters.
Yeah, kinda.
Gotcha.
He's Coach McGurk on Home Movies. If you want, if you want to go old
I've
school with it.
Never seen that either.
That's like old. Taking it old,
Yeah, that
old school. Like original Adult Swim content.
I mean, that was just like it was on Fox or something. That show was on before Adult Swim existed.
I just
It's
remember it
just
from
late
Adult
night.
Swim.
It was on Adult Swim. Yeah, they put it on there, but they just picked it up. Like, I don't think the show was making new episodes when Adult Swim picked it up. But yeah, it was on Adult Swim. Yeah, really great. Really great show. Home Movies is fun. I like that. I like that show.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
The Brendan Smalls. That was his like big crazy show. Or I guess not big, but that was his show.
That was like his breakout show, wasn't it?
Yeah, you got to show off his like comedic chops with that one, which was pretty sweet. And he just basically plays a kid version of himself. It's like Life with Louie.
Brendan
But
Smalls.
we're not here to talk about home movies.
Brendan Smalls, for those that don't know, is also responsible for Metalocalypse and
Yep.
Squidbillies.
Yep, did a lot of stuff.
I've never seen Squidbillies.
It's just one of those another ridiculous turn your brain off and
He
kind of
did.
chuckle.
He did do a lot of work for Adult Swim. After home movies for sure.
Okay.
But I mean, all of that. The point of that was, that's who H. John Benjamin's voice is Coach McGurk from that show. But yeah, really enjoyable movie.
I thought it
You
was
wanna watch-
fun.
If you want to watch Bill Skarsgård voiced by Bob Belcher, that's the movie to see.
Yep. It was pretty good. So, dead air.
Doo-doo.
What else you got?
Sorry, I had to finish this boss fight. Required maximum concentration.
All
I'm
your
a
focus.
Weapon carved for a singular purpose.
What's the boss? Who are you fighting?
Oh, just the what's her face?
Headmistress.
Oh, good old what's her face?
Yep, what's her face? There's a lot of names in this game. I can't be fucked.
It's your headmistress. The lead witch.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she's the witch at the crossroads. Is what I know about her. Not a character I'm familiar with from Greek mythology.
Hecate. That's her name.
That's her name. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I guess Boy Kills World was the newest thing that I watched. What was that today? I checked out a movie because I was interested in the cast. It was from 2018. Called Marrowbone. I thought it'd be pretty good because it had Anna Joy Taylor. Is that her name? Am I getting those names in the right order? Okay. Yeah, Anna Joy Taylor and also Mia Goth, who I love in like atmospheric horror movies. They've both been great at those, or even over the top horror movies. Mia Goth turned into quite the horror darling.
Yeah, the X thing is really good. I can't wait to see Maxine.
Yeah.
Did you see those, Zama?
I saw the first one. I haven't seen Pearl.
Pearl's pretty good.
Yeah. It's a bit different. It's very different, actually.
Yeah, I
but-
feel like though it gives like you definitely need to see X to watch Pearl.
Right.
Because it just gives you more onto like who that character is, where their mentality it lies.
It does, and it adds some context to X as well, where you're like, okay, I see why. Yeah, I see what was going on with this crazy old lady in X. Now I see why. Now I see why she looked like a old lady version of Mia Goth in X, because she looked like Mia Goth when she was young. All coming together. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good movie. It reminded me a lot of The Others. You guys remember that ghost movie with Nicole Kidman,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
where they think their house is haunted, but it turns out that they're the ghosts.
Hey, whoa! Spoilers.
Spoilers.
For a movie that came out, okay, whatever.
It was like 25 years ago.
The producers are ghosts now. It kind of had that vibe where it was like a bunch of people that are locked up in their house with like a ghost haunting them, and they have to stay like hidden in the house because of circumstances. They're like hiding out from their dad. No, that wasn't it. Well, at first it was. They're hiding out from their dad, and then their mom died, and then the kids didn't want to get separated, so they ended up in like a party of 5 situation. They just had to like hide and pretend like the mom was still alive until the oldest turned 21 and could adopt the rest of them. That way the state didn't just come and take them.
Is that what happens in Party of 5?
I think that's the plot of Party of 5, isn't it? Isn't it something like that?
Don't ask
I
me.
have no idea. I've never seen it.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
Making more apt references.
You're throwing out a lot of very old references.
You're dating yourself.
You guys You're older than I am, Chris. You didn't watch TV in the 90s.
Yeah.
I was just a wee child.
Were you not raised on television?
I mean, I was, but
Did that did that not substitute? Was that not a substitute for parents for you guys? All right, just be.
I was more of a WWF and X-Files. That was my babysitter.
I know, but the X-Files is only on Sunday nights. You know, I can't watch that all the time.
I was raised by
That's
a lot of
true.
cartoons.
Sundays at 8. I was
That was
just
The
raised
Simpsons.
completely by
Well, yeah, I had
television.
like The Simpsons, King of the Hill, all of the Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah. We're good.
Yeah, they were a blast. And then Star Trek, because I just remember me and my mom watching like X-Men together, the old cartoon, and then we'd watch Star Trek.
X-Men cartoon. New.
The new one slaps. Have you
Oh
watched
yeah, we did finish that one. Yeah, I saw the last episode of the season. Finished up that X-Men cartoon.
I haven't started that yet.
It's really good.
I don't know what I've been doing. I have not watched like anything like.
Or sometimes.
That's just kind of all I've been up to. My motivation for games has been somewhat lacking.
Mm-hmm. Feel that.
I haven't really played a lot of games this week myself. I've been playing RimWorld on stream. That's about it. Nothing too exciting for games. And I think that's about all the stuff. I must have watched more stuff. Nothing left in Impact.
Did you
Oh, I
watch
did
that
wa- I-
Sugar, right?
The what?
Sugar? Was that the show you were telling me about?
Oh yeah, that Sugar TV show. Yeah. The guy whose Plex server I watched, he finally got around to uploading the rest of Sugar, which just finished up its first season. That show is also really good. Very film noir, LA Confidential, Chinatown.
I don't know what LA
kind of show.
Confidential is.
A movie.
I'm not
very-
trying to be a pain in the ass, but you keep throwing at me. You don't know.
That one I do know.
movie.
Just very like film noir stuff.
Okay.
You know the
Very film noir. It's about a private detective played by Colin Farrell doing a really good American accent.
for once. Just kidding, Colin Farrell. We love you. Don't sue us. I know he listens.
Yeah, he's
You are our number
investigating.
one.
He's investigating some some crime in LA, and then there's like an insane twist, which when you hear it will blow your mind. It was a pretty good show before the twist. I was just enjoying the detective-y stuff. I thought it was enjoyable, but then they hit me with some insane ass twist.
Turns out Colin Farrell's a vampire.
Yeah, he's vampire the whole time.
It turns out Bruce Willis was the guy in the hairpiece.
The guy in the hairpiece that was Bruce Willis the whole time. It's not the twist of the Sixth Sense. A lot of twists in that movie.
Yeah, that's one I've been interested to check out. Was that Sugar?
Yeah, that one was really good. I mean, it's very competency porn for the show. Like the character is extremely capable at the beginning of the show, and he continues to be extremely capable throughout the entirety of the show.
Yeah.
Which is fun to watch. I mean, that's
he's a private eye, of course.
Yeah.
Everything I know about private eyes, they're very competent at their job.
Yeah, I want to watch Private
I mean,
Eye.
they should be.
Yeah.
Like
Hopefully.
Everyone I've ever seen is. Of course, that's all in movies and.
I
TV
mean,
shows.
who would hire them if they weren't?
Exactly.
So
They got to be better than the cops.
yeah,
I know that's a low bar.
Picking up the
Be
slack.
worse, yeah.
You got to do all the things that they won't do.
Step 1, show
Ooh,
up.
like butt stuff.
So sometimes, if it's required, the sweet honey pot.
Yeah, Apple TV put out that Sugar show. Super good. Apple TV been dropping bangers.
Apple TV's been kind of impressive.
Because I've also been watching that Dark Matter show that Apple TV's been putting out about that guy who gets abducted by his like parallel dimension doppelganger, and he gets sent to the other dimension, and the guy takes his place.
That does sound interesting.
That's the premise. And yeah, now he's stuck in the parallel dimension, and the guy stole his life. Although honestly, it seemed like the guy left behind a way sweeter life. But
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, fun show, interesting. They're only like 3 episodes in right now, but pretty interesting concept. A little bit heavy. I'm waiting for Severance season 2 from Apple. I don't know if you guys seen. Well, I know Christian hasn't seen Severance, despite me encouraging him to watch it.
You know me. It takes me a long time, even after the encouragement.
I'm
That's
pretty bad about
true.
sleeping on shows too.
There's just so many to watch. I mean, I'm like, well, I better rewatch this other show that I've watched 50 times.
Can't miss
You gotta
that.
start at the beginning, even though there's 15 seasons.
Yeah. Thank God that's over with.
Yeah, you did finish up your Supernatural rewatch, didn't you?
Yeah, finally.
Don't spoil anything. Don't say anything about the last episode.
I won't.
Well, last time I said that, you did.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I know where you live. I will fight you.
I won't really talk about Supernatural.
Spoil the last episode.
Anyways, I think I did that last week.
Yeah, he spoiled all Supernatural for me last week.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, because you were so
Now
good
he's
to
gonna
watch it.
now he's gonna spoil Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for me. Just
What?
watching all of that.
Oh, I haven't finished that either.
Either have I. I'm.
I
in the
think I
middle.
was like halfway through the last season.
I think I've
Oh, you're
seen
probably
one
farther than I am.
episode ever on that show. I've seen one full episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I've seen.
It has its ups and downs.
It's not bad. It's not a bad show. Parts of it are kind of silly and whatever, but it's entertaining.
It has Bill Paxton.
Yeah. First season does, at least.
I thought it was Bill Pullman.
I was wrong. I had the wrong guy. We discovered that when I did the whole thing. When I did the quote. Game over, man.
Yeah, that's Bill Paxton says that.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I know, but I got confused.
Oh, it is.
I got confused.
Were you
that
thinking
day.
the president from Independence Day?
Yeah, they
Well,
may
Christian,
take.
yeah,
Yeah,
Christian
I got it.
Bale.
There was a confusion moment where I mixed up Bill Paxton and Bill Pullman. Okay.
They're all Bill. It's fine.
maybe call it Bill Pullman. Yeah, they're all Bills to us.
Yeah, because there's like Bill Pullman's son is gonna be in a movie, and I confused the two for a sec.
Okay.
That's fine. Thanks for bringing that up.
Not all Bill
Andrew.
Pullmans are not all Bills are a monolith.
They're all great. Bill Nye, Bill Pullman, Bill Paxton.
Shit, I forgot about Bill Nye. You're
My
right.
brother's dog's name is Bill also.
See,
He's
there's
pretty
another
great.
one. There's the other one.
Yeah.
Bound to
Another
be.
great film. The greatest, probably.
It's pretty great.
Well, he's the bestest boy. We know that. He's a dog.
That is true.
And that's probably my week.
Fascinating.
I think yeah, I don't think I watched it. I probably watched something else, but it doesn't matter. It's probably dumb, whatever I watched.
Not noteworthy.
That's why I don't remember it. Yeah.
Zambot? How was your week?
My week. Let's see. I don't know. Saw the new Planet of the Apes.
I saw the title
The
for
Rise
that.
for the Fight for the Battle of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Was that it? Something like
It's
that.
something ridiculously long. I think it's the Kingdom of the
Kingdom
Planet of the
Planet
Apes.
of the Apes. Yeah.
They have of the twice.
I don't-
It drives me insane.
Part 1, Owls of Cthulhu.
How was that?
It was pretty decent. I mean, it's nice that you don't necessarily need to watch the previous three. Like, it stands alone pretty solid. Visually, I would say it's probably like a solid 9. Like, all the CG and stuff was pretty good for it.
Well, they got Andy Serkis back, right, to play the monkey.
Did they? I don't know.
I know that he played in the
Caesar's
first.
not in it.
Oh, that's
so-
yeah. I know he played Caesar, but he also does a lot of motion capture. So maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong there, but
Mocap darling Andy Serkis.
and phenomenal. actor.
I mean, the story was decent. It had some plot holes that if they make another one, they should definitely try to smooth those
Oh,
over.
they'll make another one. I don't think that series is stopping anytime soon. They made like 10 of
I mean,
them back in
if
the
it's
day.
following like the 70s ones, they absolutely have room to make another 2. I don't know. I mean, it's worth watching. It was fun. It's not like a super thought-provoking, intense movie, but it was fun.
I don't think that's why anybody would go see those movies anyways, right? Like, those are just like fun.
I watch
Maybe.
movies
I
to
don't-
provoke my thoughts.
Well, I mean,
Have you
that's not.
seen Prometheus? Because that was
I'm not saying that's
that
why
was-
people don't go to the movies. I just mean like that movie specifically.
Planet of the Apes
Yeah.
universe is not.
It's like going and watching like the King Kong movies. You know, I don't really go watch King Kong movies for deep philosophy or anything. To get a new understanding on life. I go there to watch.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, but I go there to watch two giant monsters fight each other. That's
Yep.
what I'm
Well-
there for.
If you see the new one, you're in for a treat because there's more than 2.
I saw the last Godzilla I watched was the -1.
Oh, that one was so good.
Yeah, it was really awesome. I saw somebody edit it to be all in black and white, and it kind of makes me want to watch that one.
Well, they released it in Japan in black and white, and they were supposed to do that here. I just don't know when.
That'd be cool because I think it would be really good in black and white.
Yeah. Because they did that with Fury Road also. They
Yeah, they
re-released
did
it
that
in
with-
black and white.
Yeah, they did that with Logan as well.
Mhm.
I have both Logan and the Fury Road Blu-rays that came with the black and white ones.
Nice.
The Logan one is funny because by the end of it, Professor Xavier just looks like death because it's not just blood tones; it's all just like dark shading. He looks like really bad.
Just picks up every awful thing that's happened to him
Yeah.
his entire life.
Yeah.
You just see it all.
Yeah,
Let's see. As far as shows, watching Bad Batch. I'm like halfway through this last season.
nice.
And I mean, overall, I really like the show. I don't think it's as good as the Clone Wars, but it does its own thing and tells its own stories really well.
Did you finish the Clone Wars?
Yes.
Yeah, I like the Clone Wars a lot.
hmm
That's one of the best Star Wars things to come out in a long time.
Although I will say, at the beginning of Bad Batch, I hated Omega so much. She was so annoying. And she's kind of grown on me.
She's,
I don't love her, but she's
like the new.
definitely not the worst.
She's kind of like the new Ahsoka. Everyone hated Ahsoka.
I didn't hate Ahsoka.
I don't know why everyone hated Ahsoka when Clone Wars dropped.
Oh, she's pretty bad in the first season though.
I mean,
She's pretty annoying. She definitely comes into her own, but honestly, everybody's pretty annoying in the first season. It's not first season.
I mean, she's a kid. Kids are annoying.
She's a kid, and kids are annoying. Yeah, that was my problem with her.
yeah, she's just beginning her training and stuff, or apprenticeship at least.
Yeah. What else? I started From.
Ooh, I
So
keep
that-
meaning to check that out.
It's pretty good. I finished the first season, and it ends on a pretty good cliffhanger. And if you enjoyed Lost, then, well, if you enjoyed the beginning of Lost, you'll enjoy it. Because it's very, you have no idea what's going on.
That's cool.
But it is a bit spooky, and there are some monsters, so that's pretty fun. I think that's really all I've been watching. Nothing else too exciting. I mean, I'm gonna go see Furiosa on Saturday, so that should be fun.
That looks kind of cool. Although the effects don't look as good, or at least from what I've seen in the trailer, the effects don't look as good as they did in Fury Road.
Well, it's back in time, so they didn't have as good effects.
They didn't have as good of effects back in the day.
Of course.
I'm sure it probably comes down to like budgetary constraints
Yeah.
and like time and stuff. Doing like all the practical effects that he did for Fury Road isn't always as doable every time.
Yeah. Then you turn into a Waterworld situation.
Yeah. And be a great show at Universal, right? That's what we're talking about.
No, they spent their whole budget on a real battleship to sink, and then didn't have money for anything else.
Oh, I assume they just blew their budget on the Universal live show.
It was actually a really fun show to see live.
It is. No, that's why
They did some crazy acrobatic stuff.
I've seen that show like a couple of times. Once when we went, and then like I've seen it once on like just recorded. Someone's recording.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember really enjoying it. Like the live show was really fun. All like the stage divers, performers, and stuff.
Explosions and things getting torn apart. Yeah. It's a good time.
Waterworld.
Haven't really played any games. I did watch a bit of Animal Well, and that looked really interesting.
Cool. That's the game.
The game does look pretty
Big
cool.
Mode,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Donkey's video game company.
Mhm.
I was like Donkey.
Yeah. And I don't know, it seems kind of, I mean, it's like a Metroidvania type game, but you can do a lot of it in any order, and there's different ways to solve the puzzles, so everybody's experience of it is kind of different, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, that's fun. It's definitely a game that you can tell from everything I've seen from it. I haven't played it, but definitely looks like a game that's made for like gamers.
And it's wild that it's literally just one guy did all of it.
Yeah, those are always really good and fun to explore games.
Like, it's really polished, and like the art style is really cool, and the sound design is really, like, all of it is just really good. So I recommend people picking that one up because it's enjoyable and not really stressful, even though sometimes there are creepy things that happen, which you don't really expect. But it's pretty fun.
That's cool. I have been intrigued by playing that one.
That is pretty much it. Not really a whole lot on the games front. I mean, like, played up here and there.
I feel that. It's been a pretty slow games week for me.
Yeah. So tell us all about your week.
Well, I'll start out with the game I played fairly recently. Although this game, you might actually like, Zambot. I played Little Kitty Big City.
Oh yeah, I played that game
Yeah.
too. Yeah, that was fun.
That one did look cute.
Not long, but very fun.
Yeah, it's a fairly short game.
I kind of forgot about it because it was so short.
I still have like a couple little things to
enjoyed my
do
time with
and some hats to collect. But overall, it's probably about 5 hours long, maybe, if you take your sweet time with it.
Okay.
But it is absolutely adorable running around as a little cat, talking with other animals, stealing fish from people,
Nice.
knocking people's cell phones out of their hands by getting underfoot. That's always great.
As cats tend to do.
I like the poses. You get like poses you can do for the picture mode.
Nice.
And they're all excellent cat ones. Big stretches and stuff. So it was pretty cute little game.
One of the collectibles is just like find different spots to nap in.
Yeah.
Just find all the spots around the city that are perfect cat napping spots.
It's free on the Game Pass,
Very cute.
Xbox Game Pass. I don't think it's a very expensive game either, if purchased. At least I hope not. And it's definitely not worth too
See,
much.
on Steam, you can get it with the soundtrack for $28,
There you go.
or the game by itself for $22.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad of a price. Especially if you like little kitty games. It's very open and just really about exploring the city. As a cat, it's pretty fun. I don't think it's as good of a cat game as Stray.
I mean, Stray was like almost perfect, so
Stray is really good, and like even on like animations and stuff, you can tell that this one was developed by a much smaller team.
yeah.
But it definitely's got its charm. The cat can make some pretty cute little faces, and at one point you gotta like help a bunch of baby ducklings get their way back home. And as you collect them, they'll start following you, and they'll like trip over themselves a little bit because they're just little chicklings, so they're like not fully good with coordination.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing.
But it's pretty cute. I haven't really played much. I just downloaded because it just came out today, I think, or yesterday. Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga, which also dropped for Game Pass as a day one release. So if you have
The
that,
first one was so good.
yeah, I've been kind of excited to play this one, and I'm kind of glad it dropped for Xbox. So next week I'll have more information on that game.
Nice.
Other than that, still just been playing some Hades 2, which is fun. A good game. I got as far as you could going on one of the paths. You can go upstairs or downstairs in this one. When you're going upstairs, you're supposed to like make your way to Mount Olympus. And I got as far as like they have as content. I got like a little message. Oh, be patient with us. We're working on what comes after this.
Yeah, still an early access game.
But super fun game. I think they've definitely improved on like the original Hades. Like mechanics and stuff, but it still feels very much like it doesn't feel any different and still has the same style as the original Hades. Just more. It just feels more. Which is a great thing.
Do you still have your dog?
Cerberus is in there. But you don't play as Zagreus, so it is a bit different. But you do run across Hades, and then there's a cute cat and a toad that you can have with you, and they follow you around, and you can pet them.
Okay.
And
It's
they are the
redeemed
best.
itself.
I love them.
What's that?
They're the best, and I love them. I'm actually just going to get the cat right now.
Zambot said something.
Oh, I said, okay, it's redeemed itself.
Yeah. And, like, Cerberus is still there. You just have to go find him. He's not just freely available like he is in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But he's there. Yeah, it's mostly about it. Still working a little bit in making progress in Fist. Forged in Shadow Torch. Metroidvania game. Which has been pretty fun. But I haven't played too much. Again, haven't really felt like it. And then Resident Evil 4, we're just about done going through the story the first time. I think the next time I stream will be the end of the story.
Oh my gosh, the cover for your stream for that just cracks me up every time.
It gets me like, every time I put it up. It gets me. I just laugh so hard. Hopefully we can get some more of those ones. I want to get some more thumbnails, kind of like those, for our other streams. Just because they're too good. Movie wise, I watched Darkness of Man. With Jean-Claude Van Damme. It was a good movie.
Is it
Does
just
he
like
do the
all of his
splits?
other movies?
He does not do the splits. He's that much older. I don't think he can. Kind of. He plays like an ex narcotics officer. And he's being like kind of, he's taking care of this one kid, and this kid's getting into trouble, so he kind of gets brought back into like a whole ring of mess. And it plays it very also like noir film. He like narrates himself, and it's very like going after the gangsters. It wasn't bad. Wasn't a bad movie. His age is definitely starting to show as far as like action and stuff. But I feel like he acted
Can't do
it
the
very
splits
well.
anymore.
Yeah, he did not do the splits once, but although he did kick a lot of ass.
Okay, well that's cool.
I guess that's really not the only movie I watched. I restarted going through Agents of Shield because I think I was like 2 seasons behind. Although I might be more than that as I'm watching. I'm starting to not remember what's going on. I just got like season 4, almost done with season 4. So they're doing like the fighting Ada in the alternative reality.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Going through that part, which I vaguely remember, but I don't really remember what comes after that. So, it's fun. It's an alright show. That's really about it for me. I've had a slow week. No, actually, no. Yeah, that was about it. Nothing else.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Right. Checks out.
I got a couple things to check out that I haven't yet. I just got my hands on The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling,
Mm-hmm.
which I've been wanting to check out because it's directed by the same guys who did Bullet Train.
Oh, Bullet Train was fun.
Yeah, it's a bunch of like stunt coordinators too, turned directors. So I feel like their stunts and action sequences could be really fun.
Yeah. At least it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. That's usually my biggest hope for movies. Yeah, that's really it for me. Not much.
Should we go on to news?
I guess so. I guess
News?
it's news time.
Time for news.
That's the newsreel sound.
Yep.
We're doing it live.
All the time.
Usually just on Tuesdays.
Well, I mean, we're live like every day. Just not, I guess, not hot news every day.
Psst, picky. This guy's too picky. That's all
Who,
it
me?
is.
I mean, yeah, I guess we are. Yeah. Okay. You talked me into it.
I'm gonna try this news thing.
Well, let's see. Let me bring up some news. Nintendo announced acquisition of Shiver Entertainment. Couple cool things about this is Shiver Entertainment was a part of Embracer Group. So it's yet another company who's able to get their studio back from Embracer Group, which I feel is a good thing. Shiver's known for making a lot of ports games to Switch. They developed the Mortal Kombat 1 and Hogwarts Legacy.
Hoggassy Legwarts.
Hoggassy Legwarts.
I don't want
I
whatever
like the
that
new
is.
one.
Hoggassy
I do,
Legwarts.
yeah, hook me up with that Hoggassy
Comes with
Legwarts.
an ointment.
They've
They're
done,
not just for legs.
but they've done a bunch of ports, and it feels like, and from Nintendo's statement, that seems like what they kind of want them for, is bringing games to not only Nintendo systems but also like PC and other, just porting their games and stuff, which is always good to get your games on more systems. And to get on and to not be owned by Embracer anymore. Nintendo is acquiring 100% of their outstanding shares and make them the wholly owned subsidiary.
Yeah. Potentially exciting.
Yeah. It's good to see them, Nintendo, get like a third party for ports, because lately their ports haven't been great.
What have they even done lately? Like port it into Nintendo.
I mean, most recently was these guys with Mortal Kombat 1 and Hogwarts. Outside of going from Nintendo, not much, but there has been talk in Nintendo about trying to focus more outwards. In fact, that seems to be a fairly common thing in the game industry. Is those big developers trying to put their games out on more stuff. You got Sony releasing a bunch of stuff on PlayStation or PC now. Xbox has been doing that for a bit, but There-
Yeah.
there's even news about them trying to push the limits there. Where, I guess that's my.
Segue right into that one. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Smooth, except for that farting noise you made.
Oh, I like that one though. That was a good transition noise.
Oh, okay.
Let's hear more of those.
All right. Jumping in. Microsoft CEO is pushing all divisions to make more money. Of course, this is putting pressure on Xbox to publish more of its games to put on PlayStation and Switch. This has been something that they've been pushing for a while. Back in February, they announced that Sea of Thieves, Grounded, Pentiment, and Hi-Fi Rush were going to be making the leap to PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. Phil Spencer said that the bigger first-party titles like Starfield, Indiana Jones weren't going to make the same multi-platform leap. However, the new reports indicate that moving forward, even some of Xbox's biggest game franchises might be playable on PS5 one day. I think it's cool, again, to have your games on multiple systems. I get the point of having exclusives, but I don't know. I feel like timed exclusive would be better than just like permanently exclusive.
Yeah, as I've gotten older, because I was like, previously, like I had my PlayStation, my Xbox, and my whatever Nintendo had out at the time. And now I'm like, I don't want to deal with all of that. I just want one thing.
Yeah, just just put it all out for the
Yeah, just
The
put it
PC.
all to me on PC.
that's already hooked
Like-
up and already out.
Yeah, my PC and my Switch, and that's it. I don't need anything else. So if it's not on those two, I'll probably never play at this point.
That's where I'm at.
I wouldn't even have a Switch if Nintendo was cooler about not being.
If they would release their games on PC.
Yeah, they would, yeah.
Well, hey, maybe with this.
I do like the portability of it, though. And
That's
it's
true.
nice.
I just don't ever go anywhere.
Yeah, you have to actually leave your house in order for that to happen. And
For it to
gross.
be useful. Except for like, it's good on. It's good for pooping, I guess. Nintendo
This is
Switch,
my bathroom
great pooping
Switch.
device. I can't take my PC into the shitter, so it solves that one problem.
Well,
You just work up a system of mirrors. You'll be alright.
I've considered it, but keyboard and mouse in the bathroom's too bulky.
Oh, and you have roommates. That might get awkward.
I don't give a shit about them.
well, yeah. I'll probably have to move the cameras depending on where you set the TV and stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna need to point. Yeah, you're gonna have to point the cameras. Wait, do you mean the cameras that are already in the bathroom?
Yeah. My favorites,
you're
yeah.
gonna have to
Camera
point-
1. Camera 1 through 5. Are all
Before you
That's
need
just in the
cameras.
bathroom 1 through 5.
cameras 1 through 5 are placed in the bathroom, yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a 6th camera that looks outside, but no one ever looks at that camera.
The one that watches my hopes and dreams. Not a lot of action on that cam lately.
That one got disconnected a long time ago.
Oh, I couldn't even tell. Oh, it's just been frozen this whole time.
But who knows? Maybe in some time we'll get to see Halo and Gears of War be on like the PS5 or Switch.
Or just in time for the new Elder Scrolls game to be on PS5. It's
I
like
think
it was
that's-
only exclusive for one game.
I mean, really, a lot of that, like, it doesn't make sense to me when you put like titles that I've already seen like being on multiple platforms and to move it to one. That just seems like a waste of money to me.
Yeah, it's just like moving backwards
Yeah, like
for the sake of being difficult. Like everybody's already used to it. Just
And I feel that
don't be that guy.
there's part of the reason that Microsoft is pushing for like more of their stuff to get like ported over is one of their big arguments when it came to the purchasing of Activision, because they were being accused of, monopolizing, was that they weren't going to like restrict it to be only on their systems. And I think Microsoft, at least CEOs, are pushing to have more on there, which will like kind of prove that they're not doing that. Because if they do a lot of exclusives, they might have to go into court again and explain these
That makes sense.
to protect their monopoly. Do you got any news?
My news was that the second Hellblade came out today. That was it.
It
I was
did.
excited about that.
That is exciting.
But we
Blowing
already
that,
talked
Christian.
about it, so
That is exciting. The first one was really good. I look forward to seeing this one. And you can play it free on Game Pass.
And I might, although emphasis on might. Those heavy narrative games aren't really my bag. I never played the first one, so I'd be pretty lost.
I feel that one
played the
touts
first
like
one.
between like the like being fairly narrative driven to also being not just narrative driven. Like, yeah, the narration has the story is like the main focus, but at least it had some like fun action-y bits.
yeah, to break it up.
Yeah. And it was somewhat difficult. That first one was somewhat difficult, and it's cool like
Yeah, because it wasn't a super long game, but you could definitely get stuck on some parts.
yeah, and if you get stuck enough, you have that whole like sanity meter thing. You're like
Yeah.
dementia meter that will just kill you outright. Although I don't know what to expect with the second one, so we'll have to see. Some developers behind the ISO app Delta, which lets people emulate Nintendo games on the iPhone and iPad, are having
Nintendo's favorite.
they're having to change their logo because they received legal threats from Photoshop Adobe. The symbol kind of looks like an A, although it's clearly taken from like the like Greek letter delta.
Yeah. I think if they didn't go with like red and white, they probably would have been fine.
Yeah, they did pledge that they did state that it's not the letter A, and they have pledged to change it to avoid any confusion and obviously legal issues.
Yeah.
And they'll be revealing their new permanent logo pretty soon.
And then they'll get sued by the airline. Just for fun.
Just cause.
Like you're using the same word as us. I can't allow that.
You can't use the word delta.
Well, they weren't using the word, though. They're using the Greek symbol for Delta.
Well, their name is Delta. It's the app Delta.
Nope, I've been calling them Triangle.
I've been calling it the Triangle app. That makes sense.
All coming together now.
I think it's a little silly, but I guess they'll end up changing it. I don't think they should have had to. Like you said, like maybe just getting rid of the red would have worked. I don't know. I feel like they look fairly different enough. Like, in fact, none of my like Adobe stuff even has like a symbol that looks close to that. Like, Photoshop doesn't. it just says PS.
Yeah.
And Adobe Acrobat is just like some weird triangle symbol. That's the closest one. And
Wait,
that one
a triangle?
it looks more like a
A more different triangle?
it looks more like a fidget spinner
Yeah.
than any letter. But okay, I guess the legal team's got a legal team.
They gotta generate them bills.
Yeah, gotta be useful somehow.
They get paid hourly, so
Fallout is coming to Fortnite Battle Royale.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently. They
It's been a minute since I played Fortnite.
yeah,
Me too.
That's
And by
been,
minute, I mean
forever.
37 years.
I've never really too been to Fortnite, so none of this really excites me too much. But it is kind of cool. Seemingly, they teased it. Their Chapter 5 of Season 3 is called Wrecked, and will arrive courtesy of the Brotherhood of Steel.
They do put some effort into their crossovers that are kind of interesting. I mean, if you're into the game, it's pretty fun, and they have fun skins. But yeah, it's not really.
I don't necessarily have any
my
problem with Fortnite. It's just not my type of game. I've never been too big into the Battle Royale genre anyways. But I feel like as far as that genre goes, they definitely have the most fun with it. Although maybe a little bit too much. It's a little weird when you're watching Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty fight off against
Neo.
but Nicki Minaj.
John Wick. Yeah. Yeah, there are definitely a crap ton of options.
It's a little spread out, I guess. When you're making a game for everybody. There are other projects I think are a little bit more interesting. The Lego. The Lego
oh yeah,
one, and
I heard that was good.
And the festival, which is Guitar Hero. I think that's all silly. Speaking of like silly announcements and releases, Street Fighter 6 is coming out with their Akuma DLC, which they're gonna release, do like a release party thing on Twitch where they're gonna give everybody all the chat control of Akuma, which is bound to just be full of chaos and hectic fun. I think that sort of thing would be silly, kind of like when what Twitch plays Pokemon thing occurred.
Oh, I don't think I saw any of that.
It was a few years ago where it was just Pokemon, but the commands were all entered in through chat, and they successfully ended up beating Pokemon. Eventually, it took a long time.
I remember one thing. Yeah, I remember that.
It took a long time and stuff, but they did eventually get through it. But it spawned up like cool little threads of the community trying to get it together, along with all of the chaos of agents going against them.
I did see a video of a goldfish that was playing Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. That was cute. That was fun.
And I guess the game crashed, so like the controls for the fish were still up.
So the fish just died.
It was like it somehow ended up in the eShop and bought a bunch of things on the person's credit card because it was linked to it.
I bought a bunch of Fortnite skins. That's crazy.
Try explaining that one to your bank.
Yeah, I swear it was my fish.
My goldfish bought a bunch of shit.
I mean, he had the video to prove it.
Yeah, no, I just tried to explain it on the
like they're like, no way, this is real guy.
Did the goldfish just run a team of all Magikarps?
I hope so.
I hope so too. I love that.
Just all water Pokemon. Was that like the games done quick? They're like speed running fest that they do. Some guy had his dog run through a game.
Oh, dog percent.
Yeah,
Oh, well, they only paused the time for him like when he was like scratching
yeah,
his ears or something, right?
yeah. It wasn't like an overly complicated game. It was like a 2-button game, but
Yeah.
still, it was rather cute. And Games Done Quick always does cool things like that.
Nice.
Unfortunately, that dog did not end up beating any record, even for dogs, apparently.
Oh. Did he
Yes.
at least get on the leaderboard?
I'm sure he was close.
At least
It's got to be on the
he did good.
leaderboard because the leaderboard's got to be fairly small, right? It can't be like... I was already surprised
hope
that he
so.
wasn't the winner because, like, that's its own category, right? This week there was I saw in the news a lot of talk about, like, games preservation. There was a Stop Killing Games petition that happened in the UK, which the government responded to, stating that there's no requirement in UK law that forces companies to support old software. This was a petition set forth to try and get it to where game developers can't leave a game to be unworking or in an unplayable state. This came shortly after, on the heels of Ubisoft getting rid of The Crew, rendering the 10-year-old racing game unplayable because of its online requirements. Of course, Ubisoft responded with just play The Crew 2, which didn't make anybody happy. Of course, the UK Parliament or whatever touted the same stuff that is like law. No, there is no law that requires any company to provide support for older versions of their operating
So was
system,
it-
software, or connected products.
Is it that like the game was solely online based, so once their servers were down, you didn't have anything that was playable?
Yeah, so there is like technically, there was like single player racing and doing your own thing. You didn't have to play multiplayer online. But the game was only online. So you can't, as of the game shutting down, you can't even get on and play any of it. You can't play any of the races. Making the game
Yeah,
completely
that's shitty.
unplayable. Not even just like
It's like if
part
you
of the
had like
game.
your single player that you could still play and you could access that, then yeah, they shouldn't be forced to support servers.
Yeah, no,
um,
this one rendered the game.
But yeah,
just,
if it completely breaks your game, even single
They-
player, then that's pretty
yeah,
garbage.
Ubisoft was even moving it to its own. If you had purchased the game, they were moving it to its own folder, which was inactive games, which you cannot play. So they were straight removing it from people's libraries. On top of that, on top of making the game unplayable, they were taking it back from libraries even. So this just spawned a whole thing of like, hey, there's got to be something we can do to make sure these companies just can't leave it in this like unplayable state.
Yeah.
This drew quite a bit of backlash and a bunch of comments. The petition ended up pretty big. It was signed by 10,000 signatures. They were looking to get 10,000 signatures. They attracted more than 23,000 signatures before it went to Parliament. So over twice what they were looking for,
Yeah. it's
which
not
is
bad.
pretty good. But I've seen a bunch of companies since then kind of do things or say things to garner reputation, right? Like they're trying to use what happened with the crew to be like, hey, look at our game. One of them was Warhammer. Warhammer 40k Inquisition / Martyr is releasing an offline mode for people who want to experience the game without the internet. They have a new patch coming out on May 23rd, a couple days here. Will let you start new characters in offline mode. This does take away some of the functions, of course, like the PvP mode and all that stuff you wouldn't be able to access. Mm-hmm. People were worried that this means that the game is going into like its in-game, its sunset. The developers did state that they're not at all at the end of the line of what they want to do as far as DLC and stuff for the game. But this does allow them to not have to worry when that time does come. The game will still be playable. Just in an offline mode. And more games, I think, need to incorporate that, especially if you have a hardcore online requirement. Yeah. Maybe look at ways to get rid of that. For like certain games, like live service games, it becomes a little bit more difficult, you know. Helldivers 2 runs on like the game master, a real person who's running the grand strategy war thing. But they even came out and said that when they get close to that, they're looking currently into like AI tools that can be implemented once they do stop the support, so that the game can be continued to be played forever. They were asked during an interview if they really mean forever or just ends, or just to the end of the servers.
Yeah, that's a big promise.
Yeah, Johan Palestad did state that if he has the choice, forever is his plan. They want to build automation for the game master and other features, including online, like server capability, which is nice. As far as CEOs go, Johan Palestad is definitely making waves of being an actually good CEO, which is saying something. There's not a lot of them. Usually they're way out of touch.
Using the AI support just reminded me of that. I think it was Amazon, where they were testing a grocery store that like the cameras would just recognize whatever you were purchasing, and you didn't actually have to check out. You just put it in your basket and it would charge to your account. But then it turned out that it was just a bunch of people in like a call center in India watching all of these cameras.
Yeah, they could never get the AI to work right on it. So yeah, they just kind of lied about using that.
I was like, that's not AI. Those are actual people. That doesn't count.
They were using AI. They just needed a full crew of people to confirm that the AI wasn't making mistakes, which it was constantly.
Because it's not that good yet.
Yeah, it's just not there yet. Yeah.
So yeah, it just reminded me of that.
That's so, yeah. It's like the one when they started using like the AI face scanning stuff in some of the superstores here, and they started getting like in trouble for like falsely identifying people. It's like, yeah, maybe the technology just isn't quite there yet for us to reliably charge people with crimes and shit because of it.
Yeah, that's a lot to bank on that.
Yeah. It's one thing to do it for shopping, like, for the items or whatever. You're going to have some problems there, but maybe not kick people out of your store or call the police instantly because someone's walked into your store and getting accused of being past shoplifters. AI's just not there yet. Maybe with time.
Maybe.
I mean, that just about covers all the news I got.
We did it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, no job well done.
And a little bit of a thing. I heard that that Stellar Blade game might be coming to the PC.
Cool. I could
What
check
is
out.
this
I could check
Stellar
it out.
Blade game?
Stellar Blade came out for the PS5.
Yeah,
It's like
PlayStation
an action.
exclusive.
It got some news because of how skimpily clad the main person is.
Okay, I'm googling this right now.
It actually looks like a lot of fun. It kind of reminds.
Sounds like you piqued her interest.
It looks like Devil May Cry, but with like a female lead. But the same like hacky slashy action genre.
Okay.
And not all of her outfits are all skimpy. In fact, the one that I
yeah,
like,
these aren't like too bad.
the one that I saw that was my most favorite was like you could dress her up in like a whole teddy bear costume. And I just think it'd be great to run through that game hacking and slashing as a giant teddy bear.
Yeah, I like that idea too. Just make that game.
They did do that, didn't they? What was that one game where you were a teddy bear and you murdered a bunch of other teddy bears?
It was just like I know the game you're talking about, but I'm looking for something more like Conker's Bad Fur Day, but with a teddy bear, not
I'd take
not like Hitman with a teddy bear,
I'd just
which
take-
is the game that you're talking about.
yeah, I guess so. That was a Hitman with teddy bear.
Yeah, well, just like a straight up action bear, not stealth oriented. I don't want my bear to be sneaky. I want people to know.
And then another weird one. I saw that what was that the name of that game? Biomutant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's coming to the Switch after like 4 years.
I heard they added some improvements to that game recently too. I heard they fixed
There was
some
a
of
big patch for it recently. I actually thought about hopping back to it.
it. I might
Just
have
see
to
if
check
it-
that myself.
If it worked. I did remember enjoying it.
It's like a fun concept, but it's just none of the mechanics really meshed well.
I remember it
Like a
just not,
hodgepodge of cool ideas.
yeah. I just remember it having a lot of bugs,
Yes.
and that's
There's a
why I
lot of
stopped
those.
playing
Those
it.
are features.
Okay, Bethesda, calm down. Yeah, I think that's all the news.
All of the news in the whole world. You heard it right here.
Yep, that's the only things that happened. Nothing else.
Nope. Don't even look into it. Well, the president of Iran died.
Oh,
in a
jeez. Well,
helicopter
I
crash.
didn't want to talk about that.
It's not as big as like it sounds though, because he's not like, I mean, he has the title of the president, but he's the Ayatollah did not die. So it wasn't like the guy in charge died. It was just the president died.
Yeah.
Is this like Parliament is to the King and Queen of England?
No, I think it's a little bit different than that. Like the Ayatollah is like the big wig, and then I think the president is more for like administrative and diplomatic roles, because he was also their head of like diplomacy or foreign diplomacy, something like that.
Something like that.
So he's the workhorse,
Kind of, yeah.
and the other guy is just
He's doing all the
Has-
meat and greets and stuff, shaking
he has
the
the
hands,
title. Okay.
kissing the babies. Probably doing Fall Guys stuff too, if I had to guess.
Fall Guy.
Oh yeah, well, check out that Fall Guy movie.
Yeah, kind of looking forward to that. Anyways, yeah, that's been the 8-Bit Show this week. Check us out every
If you're
Tuesday.
keeping track at home, we hit all 8.
Yep, we hit all 8 bits. It was good. We're here every Tuesday to talk about all the nerdy stuff and video games and video game industry stuff.
And the president of Iran. Apparently.
And then, yeah,
Some news.
It is news.
that is news. Different than what we usually cover, but hey.
Yeah. We're branching out. We're trying something
Oh,
new.
global news. We're classy now. We're like NPR and shit.
It's like NPR up in this. You can check out the CGB Network YouTube channels where we're streaming pretty much every day, playing a bunch of different games. There's multiples of us streaming at different times. Always a good time. Until then, bye.
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 We said bye already. Jeez.
Try. Ah, shit. Fucked it up.
Get out of here, you goofballs.